I think there was an intro, but I don't remember.
Peter Griffin in Fortnite?
Yeah, that was probably it. Welcome back. It's been a long time.
How have you been?
Me, bad. You?
Weaves and flows.
Oh, okay. I'll mark that down as also bad. We haven't recorded one of these for like 6 months. Haven't uploaded one for like 4 months. 4.5
We
months.
back.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're back.
And we got a third guest today.
We do have a third person, isn't that right?
We do have a third person.
You gotta talk louder.
I don't want to talk louder. I want to die. Hello.
You can't say
That's
anything.
you know
can't say
that was a
anything
good
bad.
that was a good setup for you. That's like your intro.
You could say he's -1.
That's a great segue into the film we're talking about today. The masterpiece that is The Cat in the Hat.
7 out of 7.
All right, let's talk about something else. How
We'll cut
about
this part.
something that's actually relevant? We'll cut this part.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
No, I was thinking like Godzilla minus
Oh my
one.
god, that came out. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, did that movie ever come out?
Was that like 2 years ago? Was that last year? I never
I
watched it.
think it was like one of the
thankfully.
first movies after COVID. That was like straight to streaming.
Yeah,
You
thankfully.
ever like what?
I never
Watched it?
never went to see it. Yeah, no.
I'm still waiting for Jordan Peele's Barney. Or who's doing that?
Oh,
No, the guy from Get Out's doing Barney. The
Yeah,
main actor.
Yeah.
That's in this.
Daniel
Spider-Punk.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Spider-Punk.
Kaluuya.
Oh my god, it's a meme. I forgot how many memes came from this movie.
A lot of memes came from Across the Spider-Verse. Because it
Which
was
is
just
out now
that
on
good.
Netflix for some reason.
And we're not sponsored by Netflix.
I hope not. They're like, oh, you want a penny raise? Keep striking.
Oh wow, yeah, the strike like ended since we last talked.
There was a
on
whole
this
strike
podcast.
that ended.
Yeah.
And also, Oppenheimer like got shafted on a lot of Oscars. Did you see that? Like, it's
Yeah.
not. It wasn't even on the visual effects list for an Oscar.
It wasn't even on visual effects, really.
It wasn't even on the list of like the 20 contenders.
What?
But like, what was? It was like some Marvel movie was on
Visual
there.
the visual effects winner is always stupid. Most of the winners are, all of the winners are always really stupid. This past year at the Oscars, they got a couple things right. Everything Everywhere All at Once won Best Picture, which I agreed with. Also, it won a lot. It won a lot. Did you ever see that movie, Sean?
I don't think so.
I think we talked about that one. I don't think you ever actually saw it though. If you get time, you should. That movie's a masterpiece. It's absolutely fantastic.
The visual effects top 20 was Ant-Man and the Wasp was on
What?
the list, but not Oppenheimer.
Aquaman and the Lost
Godzilla
Kingdom.
-1 was.
Barbie's on there.
I just needed to
Indiana
read that.
Jones is there.
Barbie, I
the
think.
Marvels.
I feel like would be more like set design.
Yeah, literally, even Wonka's on here, but not Oppenheimer.
Wonka?
Wonka?
I haven't seen Wonka, but I just feel like that's Poor Things. I really want to watch Poor Things.
Yeah, Rebel Moon's on here, and Napoleon.
How was Oppenheimer not on there?
Yeah, even The Boys in the Boat. What is that? Aquaman hasn't even came out
What?
yet.
Killers of the Flower Moon? What effects were in that?
I don't fucking know.
I don't understand. Okay, I don't know. The Oscars are always really,
Terrible.
really stupid. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know if it's like true because I saw someone talking about how because technically Oppenheimer doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Was that the diversity thing?
Yeah. That's like the women thing.
I feel like that should be different if it's like a historical movie.
Yeah. So like I don't know.
Also, name one woman that can make a bomb.
Allie. Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't even talk about Oppenheimer or Barbie on the podcast, did we?
That was good.
They were good.
That shit was the bomb.
2 of the best movies of the year, I'd say, up there. That was the bomb.
But we're here to talk about lizards.
Lizards?
Big lizard.
It's more of a dinosaur-like monster.
Prehistoric dinosaur. The Islanders told me about it. He's really big.
A new Toho Godzilla, the first
excited were
since
you for
Shin
this?
Godzilla. I was very excited. They announced
Starting with
this like
Sean.
starting with Sean. How excited were you for this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Put the mic to his face.
I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited. I just saw a picture of his head floating in the water. I didn't know it was Toho until I actually looked into it.
Oh,
Then
you
I
thought
got
was
really
another
excited.
Legendary movie or something?
Well, I didn't think it was a Legendary movie. I just
Sounds
thought
like
somebody
another.
else might be doing it, and I was like, oh, this is Toho. Oh.
Yeah, they like announced.
This
They
is
like
the first time there's been like an American and a Japanese film so close.
yeah.
Release wise.
Right, yeah. They are very
Because
close
also
to each
there's
other.
that Monarch show out too.
Yeah, the Apple TV.
Yeah,
Is
that
that-
I like want to watch, but I don't want to get Apple. So
Yeah, no, I'm not.
if it comes out with something else,
I don't get like I would never get that service ever.
I assume they'll do
So-
a physical release or something.
I've watched one thing ever from Apple TV Plus, and that was
I've seen like the
Coda,
clips
so.
from the show where it's like where they like expand upon stuff from the other movies. Like they show more of the San Francisco fight. In
Oh, yeah.
2014, they show more of Skull Island. That type of stuff.
I mean, that's interesting.
Apparently, the kids of John Goodman's kids
Oh,
in the are like the main characters.
yeah,
And then the whole Kurt Russell thing,
yeah,
where it's like his son's playing a younger version of him. That's kind of cool.
yeah, that's interesting. But
I'm
it's
not getting Apple TV.
it's not enough for me to like get a service to watch that. Like,
It's also like 9 weeks long, so it means you'd have to pay for like 2 months of it before canceling.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that. But yeah, Godzilla fans are eating right now with this coming out. I was really excited. I wasn't able to see it right away.
Set in the 40s,
Yep.
which is even earlier than the original.
Yeah,
It was in the 50s.
it is. Yeah.
But I meant to rewatch that one before we talked about this. But
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to, but that's one of my favorite films of all time, the original Godzilla, Gojira. Big fan of why I love kaiju media in general. It's fantastic. This is kind of like, I mean, it's basically a modern version of exactly that, with like the
a lot of differences.
there
But,
are
like, the same,
differences, yeah, but like
skeleton plot.
yeah,
Same kind of ending
right.
ish.
Same general like idea of like what Godzilla
Godzilla's
was
much
represent.
smaller in this one.
Yeah.
Felt more personal though.
It did. I did like the design. I thought this was a really good, like, it kind of grounded to like how Godzilla's always looked, but just different enough to go with how overall this is a much more like raw, emotional take on Godzilla that Toho hasn't done for quite a while. So
Yeah, like before the movie came out, every shot of the design looked different, so I didn't know how I would like it.
yeah,
I quite did, especially for how cheap it was made.
right,
It
yeah,
was like less than 20 million.
yeah. It had a really low budget. Yeah, apparently it was even less than like
Yeah, did
50
you hear that,
million.
Sean? It had like a 20 million budget,
Really?
Yeah,
which is why people are like, "What are we doing here?" That's like 300 million for Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny had like a $320 million budget. This film had 300 million less. Yeah,
It's like
like
10
it's just
times better.
it's just like come on.
They didn't even do the suits in this one, so
I still don't even know what the budget in Dial of Destiny went to.
probably Harrison Ford's check
They could probably give Harrison Ford a lot of money.
to be in that. Yeah,
He's like, guys, I'm like 97, so
yeah. I was explaining that to one of my roommates because I guess his friends saw that movie and told him it was like good, and he's like, "I don't believe you." And I was like, "Yeah, the whole movie's just like really sad because you're watching like an 80-year-old and like they're just like actively making fun of how old he is the whole time."
yeah. It's like, oh, you're old, ha.
I think there was like a line there that was like, "Yo, you're just a skeleton anyway." It's like
My
that's
favorite.
why I came with this movie.
There was like one good moment in that whole movie, and it was just when the Nazis like you should have stayed home or something, and he's like, you should have stayed out of Poland. That was a good line. It's like the only thing I liked in that whole movie.
And wasn't that like in the first 10 minutes?
No, that was when that
Was
was
that in the
that was
present
later
day?
on. That was later. Yeah, that was present day. That was later on, but the actual story, the actual plot, very emotional. I think it's actually a really strong human plot. Had decent setup.
Definitely goes against everybody saying that the only good kaiju movies are the ones where the monsters are in it, or like the humans
Yeah,
are
for
important.
sure. Because really, there was more focus on the main human character, which I thought was actually a
I
good
can't
choice.
remember his name, but I really liked him.
Koichi.
Something like that.
Thank you.
That, yeah, that was his first name. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. But the girl was Noriki, and the girl with the daughter
Aniko?
was Akiko.
Akiko?
Yeah, it's funny because I guess full spoilers. But it's really interesting to look at like explaining, like explaining that like situation, because it's like a girl who's who has to like
Living
commit
with
crime because like her life is terrible after the war, but then she basically adopted in this baby because she knew the mother that was dying and asked her to look after her. So she's watching after this baby that's not actually hers. And then this guy that she randomly hands the baby to one day when she's running from somebody, and then she just stays at his house with that girl, and then they just kind of become a family. It kind of makes sense when you watch the movie, but it's just like what the heck is going on?
One part I really liked was how they showed you like how life was for the Japanese right after the war.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I've never seen in anything before, especially for them in World War II specifically.
Right.
The nukes and stuff.
Right. Yeah. To like really actually show.
Also, they never mentioned that in this movie. I realized that they never mentioned the bombings.
No, yeah, I thought that they were, because they bring up the
the U.S. and Japan can't get involved.
Yep, yeah, and then they showed footage of that. What is it? The bikini atoll. Is that what it is? Yeah, the test that usually is the thing that's like caused Godzilla to be as it was. I did find it interesting how they had that that opening was setting up Godzilla as like the
pre radiation Godzilla.
Yeah,
I always like when they show that. Even if it's derpy looking, like
right.
in King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
The Godzillasaurus.
Yeah, that was not good.
But this one was really good.
It was fun though.
Because it was like T-Rex like, but it was also like the way it killed people was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was definitely
this
a
movie had some
brutal
pretty
opening
brutal
scene.
parts.
Yeah, it had some moments that really harkened back to like, you know, the like
the original message.
Yeah, like how like there really is some horror elements to it. Whereas like most of like kaiju media
Especially
isn't really
the
horror.
ones, you know, like
yeah.
2014 kind of had it, but
right, 2014.
now Godzilla's kind of like not like a good guy.
I like how much more serious and how like dark this actually was. And you know, Godzilla is not like an ally to humans at all because you know
it made him
absolutely destroying everything and killing everyone. That this main character goes through some.
And they really make you like they make the destruction kind of like.
Like, can you imagine being the main character in this movie?
Be terrible.
Like, jeez, dude.
Not even mention his parents also died while he was gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like he had to go to war as a kamikaze, which your goal is to die, and then he didn't die and was completely shamed for it, and then he made a mistake that wouldn't have really changed anything, but it haunted him, which led to the death of all the people that he was with, and then he had to go home and his parents were dead. And it's like
it just kind of goes on.
And then he thought his like not wife died.
Oh
yeah. Then the girl that he was clearly in love with, but I guess couldn't like marry because his war wasn't over.
Which I guess makes
Which I guess
just like the guilt and stuff.
Yeah, like I understand that.
But she still like lived there for like years.
But she lived there for like a couple years, and like they were raising a kid together. Do you think they'd be like, you know, and like clearly he's making money to provide for them. Like that's become his goal. So. And it isn't until Godzilla arises that he's like, oh my, now I can actually finish my war. It's like, well, like, what were you doing before that then?
Yeah.
Were you just being nice? I'm gonna go to work every day to make sure that you and this baby are healthy and happy. I don't love you though.
Like when she was like about to get a job, he's like, I make more than enough money for you.
Yeah.
It's such like a husband thing to say.
Yeah, it's like, don't I make enough for you? She's like, yeah, you'll never find a wife at this rate. And he's like, I mean, I guess you got a point.
You set me up for that. But I really did like the human plot in this.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Your thoughts?
I really enjoyed the human plot because I usually don't enjoy the human plot. I do sometimes, but
well, they usually seem underwritten.
Yeah,
I feel like now that I've seen this one, when I see GXK, I'm gonna be much more critiquing the human plot.
Dude, it's gonna be like.
I hope it's better because it's like the same director, but I don't know.
I mean, the most recent Godzilla film we got was Godzilla vs. Kong before this, and that human plot had like the Tapper no tap. That's what's going on.
I rewatched the MonsterVerse recently, and
the
human plots are very messy.
Yeah,
a lot more messy.
I guess they were decent in Godzilla 2014, but then they kind of like
got worse.
Well, it's like there's like a big like reset like shortly into the movie because Bryan Cranston character I forget.
Which was terrible. After watching Breaking Bad, I'm like, why would you do that?
It's like, please use more Bryan Cranston, please. Yeah, I obviously don't really know any of the actors in this.
They did great though.
Yeah, I know the girl who plays Norika is pretty famous in Japan. She was in a movie called Let Me Eat Your Pancreas or something. I was reading about it, but apparently that like made her really popular in Japan, and now she's gaining like worldwide acclaim from this because she gave a pretty good performance. I thought all around the performances were really good.
Yeah, I think they're all great, and the directing was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard the director also not only did he direct this, but he wrote it, and he did all the effects,
Really?
like all the VFX.
Wow.
That's
Bro was committed.
But yeah, I especially love the boat chase. That was something I've never seen before.
That was a great scene. That was really good.
I love seeing him destroy.
I kind of found it weird that Godzilla
he just stick his head out of the water.
Oh yeah, like he didn't just like speed up and eat them. I feel like he could have done that, but like it made a good scene. I'm not really complaining. But
I think he was just evil. He just kind of like doing evil.
Just kinda
things.
messing
He just
with
seemed kind of evil in this one. He just seemed really mad
I don't know. I don't
because he did just like destroy that first boat out of nowhere, and they just started.
They made him so antagonistic, which I really liked. I mean, they made him so dark.
Yeah.
Like it truly seemed like evil.
Makes me curious what they would do with the next one. Because I think they'd obviously break in more monsters. That's kind of always the go-to.
That's just I did like his what became like his friend group because like he started his job.
His friend group was really nice. I really liked those guys.
And like they had a good because there was like the like hardened captain and like the doctor or whatever.
I think the captain had some of the best comedy.
Yeah.
Comedic lines.
Yeah, he was good.
And it wasn't like Marvel comedy where it takes you out. It just feels like comedy bits in like a dark movie.
Right. Yeah. A little bit of light in the
I can
dark
feel
and stuff.
I feel like the director took a lot of like American blockbuster inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell he really like Jaws.
Yep. Yeah, I got strong Jaws vibes from the boat scene.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Very
That's what it was.
very
They
Jaws.
even did like the mines, like the barrels.
Yep. Yep.
Fucking music. Hopefully Sony doesn't copyright us.
They will.
We're hearing that in the background.
They will when like 4 people view this.
Yeah. One of them being Justin.
One of them being. But the design was really good. The
atomic breath was great.
Yeah, I was about to say the atomic breath was fantastic.
They kind of copied Legendary a little bit with the starting with the tail and then
Right.
going out.
Right, but like
But I like the coming out.
they
the
definitely
spines
did it
coming
better.
out was cool.
They saw like you know what we can do.
It was
that
like
better.
a real bomb going off.
Right, yeah, and the way it seemed so devastating and like created like absolute destruction anywhere. Like it was just.
Really like the message too, because it wasn't about government or anything. It was about just the people.
Yeah, there was a really good moment towards the end where he's like, that this country has, like, I feel like just devalued life. You know what I mean? Like with kamikaze pilots and all this stuff, and it's like, I think that's really cool. It's cool to see a movie from a different country have like not necessarily
Something to say.
Yeah, like kind of like anti-nationalism type of message. Because like in America, there's patriotism and there's anti-patriotism. You see that.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I was a little worried when it was like set like right after World War II. It was gonna be very anti-American or something.
Right. Yeah. Which I'm happy that it was more like
They weren't even
we're just for like humankind, and we much more care about that. And I think that was a great way to take it.
Yeah, I was worried they were just gonna like paint Japan as the like good guys without
Right.
like having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they really did was just acknowledge everything that everybody did wrong. Almost to kind of keep the.
And that's what
Dark
Godzilla's
tone.
supposed to represent.
Yeah. Yeah. They kept it dark and like that's like Godzilla is a creation of
what?
all that darkness.
Are you gonna eat, Matthew?
Oh, is it done?
Well, he's gonna make chicken tacos. You wanna eat?
Yeah, sure.
Well, they're not done yet.
Okay. What were you saying?
But yeah, just like the idea of Godzilla just shined through really well. I think they did a great job like adapting it.
The music?
Music,
Though a lot of it was reused, it was great.
Yeah, it was well used. I would say the sound design was overall pretty good. I thought it had a lot of good points like that. Some of the cinematography was like okay. It wasn't like there was a wide variety of other shots going on, but
I like how they shot Godzilla.
But there were a lot. Yeah, that's true.
He was very slow in this one.
He was very slow.
Which he was quicker than Shin Godzilla though.
Shin Godzilla was like a
Yeah,
snail,
it
dude.
was.
He was like a snail. Yeah, that tail.
Yeah, like I forgot about that, but there were a lot of dialogue scenes, which I'm always fine with.
Yeah, the dialogue, I think it was a bit different than Shin Godzilla, where like it didn't bore me in Shin Godzilla. It was just like very fast and like a lot of things I couldn't like comprehend because it just kept going.
Right. Yeah. This one takes it takes a bit more of a slow burn approach. It's kind of like janky. One of my main issues is kind of with like the structure because some scenes move along really quickly and some scenes move along a bit slowly. And
I almost would have liked because like I enjoyed the human stuff, but I felt like from when Godzilla attacked Gonza,
Yeah.
to the end, I felt like there was definitely a noticeable like lack.
Right.
I could have maybe used like another scene.
Well, and it's
of
like,
Godzilla doing something.
and it's like they had that one scene where they had that group together. It's like some planning. Well, it's like because like
There's always those scenes that
because the attack scene happened, and then the girl seemingly dies,
Yeah.
and then right after they're like mourning her death, and then Doc or whatever is like, oh, we've got this group that has been going on, by the way, just so you know,
Yeah.
if you want to come do that, and then like he goes to it, and then it's like, oh, this is the plan. And then they have this whole scene setting it up, and then like oh, this is what the plan's going to be, and then the next rest of the movie is about him finding a specific guy from the beginning to track down and help him fix a plane, but he also secretly wants him to rig it with explosives so he can fly into Godzilla and kill him,
Yeah.
so he can actually be a kamikaze. So like that was all like just weirdly structured, how that all just kind of like went like that.
And the whole like big plot twist was like, oh, he had an ejection seat. Like
Yeah.
you could
like
tell.
like you could tell
They
right away.
immediately you're like, oh, by the way, and then like they cut the scene, and then like
Yeah, well, it's like because even before that, it shows like that guy, and he's just like what
Looking at the
Hamadashi,
seat or
he looks
whatever.
at the seat and it's like, okay, so he's gonna put an ejector seat in there.
yeah.
Because once he said, I want like if you want, I want you to put the explosives so like I could fly and kill
It's like you're
Godzilla.
gonna
And it's
finish
like,
your job. Or whatever.
right, yeah, and then you show him looking at the seat, he's like, okay, he's gonna put an ejector seat.
It's gonna be nice.
And then right before he left, he was like, and one other thing, it's like, okay, so he's telling me about the ejector seat, and they cut away, and I was like, so this is just that was pretty. I was like, that twist didn't really get me.
Yeah. What is this? Has this director done anything else?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The other twists about how like the girl was like actually alive somehow.
That still is baffling me.
Yeah, like
They show like the utter, like nobody else was alive.
yeah.
It almost didn't make sense how the guy.
They showed the
lived.
destruction everywhere.
They
Like,
showed,
where's
like-
her body?
The guy almost shouldn't have lived because they showed like buildings getting demolished.
Yeah, like it doesn't like that didn't make any sense.
Like I guess it was probably far enough back. But the
Like,
girl.
'cause that was the
definitely-
thing. Like she like pushed him out of the way. It's like okay.
The girl definitely didn't make sense, and they show that thing on her neck at the end,
Right. And
Yeah,
I
so-
don't know
and
if
like
that's,
you see it moving around. You see it like come out and move.
yeah.
Right. So I
it's-
don't know if
Are they gonna
that's-
do the thing from like Biollante where it's like the GDNA?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about
Which
the
is
DNA
like-
thing.
Because that actress also like she had some quote recently. She was talking about making another one. She said maybe I'll be Godzilla in the next one, and then just like moved on. Well, I
never
would
thought of
because
that.
there was a plot leak that came out that ended up being wrong about originally this movie was supposed to be like Godzilla versus Godzilla. There would have been two Godzillas in the movie, and that would have been the whole emotional thing.
Yeah.
That, like they killed one and the other one got mad.
Okay.
So maybe that could be a sequel. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would like that more than just like.
I did find that like
Ignorance or
within the
something.
context of the film, it was just like there's no way that she should be alive, and it's like. It's just so, like it's like because like that's
Even
like
if-
the oh she's alive and then
Even
he
if
runs
like
with
the
the
Godzilla
girl.
DNA or whatever, it just like she didn't look injured.
Yeah.
So like eye was damaged and she was like had a broken arm or something.
She
Yeah.
was way too okay. There was so much rubble. That
Oh
was
yeah, this guy
flying.
directed the movie where you remember that movie in 2005 had Godzilla randomly in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed that.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like a big thing for him to like finally do one.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's done stuff. Looks like he did a movie about. I think he did do a movie about kamikaze pilots specifically.
Probably. No,
That was like really.
that's like
I think it was
that's
really
a big thing for
controversial
Japan.
in
So it's like
because he was really like going at it about the message.
yeah. I mean, I can.
I don't know if
that's
Japan
understandable.
likes Toho that much because they didn't like Shin Godzilla either because they just made fun of the Japanese government the whole time
Right.
about how
Yeah.
bad they are at responding. I rewatched the movie.
Well, I don't know
recently,
like
and
how like I don't know how big like anti-Japanese government like type of thing is in Japan. Obviously, because I'm not from there, so I don't know if that's like a hugely controversial or what.
So I know Shin Godzilla won like the Japan's version of an Oscar for like Best Picture
Yeah.
when it came out.
Right.
Probably this one too.
Yeah.
Japan's loving it, and also America's loving it because they extended the release like 2 or 3 weeks more.
Yeah.
Made like 50 million here.
Yeah. They expanded
Which is, like,
they
3
expanded the
times its
release, which
budget.
I was really happy about. And they added it to more theaters and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so I thought we wouldn't be able
which
to see
is
it
really
together
cool.
because it was originally to like the 8th or something.
Right. Yeah. I'm definitely happy they did. I was glad we were able to see it, but
It was cool seeing it in IMAX
yeah.
with everybody opening night when I got to see it. People clapped at the end.
I bet that was
People
great.
clapped at the end in my theater.
There you go.
I don't know if it deserved a clapping. But this movie's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't have too many complaints about it. I mean, there's
Yeah,
some pacing and some script issues, but
Right.
you know that's kind of expected.
Sean, did you have any like major issues with it? I know you really liked it, so.
I still don't understand how she lived. I'm sure they're gonna explain it. That's really my only issue. I mean, there were nothing that I can think of. I know there were issues with it, but I love Godzilla so much. I guess I just
This
need a
is
little time
this
to
is kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time since we've had like a real like good serious Godzilla movie like this.
With Godzilla, the MonsterVerse has kind of become its own thing.
Yeah, it's just no.
I still love the MonsterVerse, and we'll get into it more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I really enjoy the MonsterVerse, and
really
I like how
that we have
I
the
like.
variety.
Yeah, I like that we had that Americanization, you know.
And I do really, I still love.
But it's just noticeably like worse than like some of like the real like best of like any of the Japanese Godzilla movies. So it's just like I did enjoy 2014. I did really like.
Yeah,
that
I feel
one.
like the MonsterVerse is just kind of becoming like more and more like the Heisei movies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I honestly don't know how much longer it's gonna go for.
Right. I mean, it doesn't seem to be like carrying much of an audience anymore either. But
once Godzilla vs Kong came out, I kind of got everything that I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
So now everything else is just extra. So if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, I'll just be like dumb fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's kind of just like
obviously I hope for the best.
That's honestly the state of the MCU right now too.
I would say the MCU is worse off.
It is
than
definitely
Monsters,
worse. It is definitely
Which
worse.
is something I thought I'd never say.
The MCU's gotten really bad, but like
And Guardians 3 was good.
hilariously bad. Guardians 3 was good.
Deadpool 3.
James Gunn did it.
Deadpool 3, I'm kind of losing hope in. Because I don't even know what that is.
We'll see. When's that even supposed to come out? That's coming out next year.
July. It's the only Marvel MCU movie coming out next year.
Wow.
Because of all this
This
shit.
year we got the Marvels though, and
Yeah,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's because people don't care anymore.
What a year!
I think there's only like 2 Disney Plus Marvel shows and like 1 movie coming out next year.
Oh yeah, MCU pretty light.
Actually,
2024.
Sony's having the most superhero movies come out next year.
Oh, awesome.
Because DC has nothing. Because James Gunn's doing everything he's doing. So there's going to be 3 Sony movies. Because there's Venom 3, Kraven, and the Madame Web movie.
Craven.
And I'm excited for literally none of them.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to see none of them. Maybe Venom 3 if we review it. I'll see it. Because apparently Tom Hardy's saying it's the last one. I'm like, please.
The first one should have been the last one. They should have even made the first one.
I very hate those movies.
Yeah.
But back to -1. I hope they do another one. I don't know though. Japan's been weird with their movies, but doing like their standalone stuff and like their animes.
Yeah.
And I think they don't really know what they want to do. Because I remember a number of years ago they said they were gonna like do their own universe again, like right before Godzilla vs Kong came out.
Right.
But then I think Legendary started doing well again, so I think they're just letting them do like the universe stuff.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I don't know how much stock Warner Brothers is putting in the Monsters because they just have a whole new show going. They're making this new movie. I'm assuming they want to make more. At least a couple more.
I mean, you'd think so.
I don't know how long their contract is. Because they don't have the character. They're like, Toho's giving it to them.
Right, yeah,
movie by
like,
movie.
that's the thing. Like, that's what the contract is. So it's, like, weird to think, like, I mean, are they going to be able to keep it up? Like, what's, like, or, like, do they want them to? Like, I mean, what's the goal, like, with the overall IP? Because...
And if they do more to this one, I don't really know what they would do with it. Because I feel like if they continue on with the same characters...
Yeah, because they set up a sequel at the end with, like, the girl and then, like, Godzilla in the ocean.
Alive,
yeah, and it's, like, but, like... I mean, like, what I liked most about this was, like, the actual, like, character and the emotion. And, like, it's just kind of weird. Because, like, if you get a sequel, you're going to use these characters again. Because then it's, like, yeah, apparently you are. Because
then
of the
you'll
girl
have to
thing.
just kind of go against their endings.
Right, yeah. So it's just weird. I mean, I guess you could expand upon it.
And
but
what would the message be?
It feels so, like, standalone. Yeah, exactly.
It feels like there's a very clear, like, intent.
Yeah, like, where are you going to go? Because you can't go back on the message you had.
And you can't do kamikaze pilots again.
Right.
So I feel like it would have to be different.
I don't know.
But obviously, part of the appeal of this one was how far back it was in time. And, like, would you do other monsters, or would you just do more Godzilla? Will they do the Shin Godzilla thing where, like, he changes each movie?
Right, yeah, because it feels like, I mean, because what I appreciate about this one was like the kind of slow
basic
burn
it
out.
felt
Yeah, it's like what's actually going on with the humans is grounded, and it's just like we can focus on that. And Godzilla is a threat.
Godzilla just going.
Godzilla's more of a MacGuffin, more of a threat.
Yeah, Godzilla just going through a town versus like Godzilla versus Kong.
And
they,
like
destroyed Hong Kong
yeah.
for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And it feels like anything that you use to expand upon that is just like it was just gonna be a retread of like what you've done before. So like,
and I can't see them doing too many wacky like monsters in this. Like I can't see a Mecha Godzilla in this. You know?
Yeah, no, like that just doesn't. That doesn't work.
I can see Anguirus.
Yeah,
I
something
just
like
want
that.
Anguirus back.
You really want Anguirus back?
Who doesn't want Anguirus back?
I mean, yeah, but
He's
like
so funny.
I love Anguirus, but you were frilly about Anguirus.
He's his original sidekick,
Same.
not Kong. It's weird to think that this GXK is like the first time we've seen them work together in like in any movie.
Yeah, it's also just a weird concept in general. I don't know. Wow, my voice
Monkey
is
and ape.
dying on me right now.
Your voice is dying on you?
Yeah.
I mean, what you said you gave us a 7 out of 10. You sticking to that?
I actually it's either a high 7 or a low 8. I actually think I'm gonna settle on an 8 for now. I think it's a low 8 out of 10. There's just some elements to it that I really enjoyed because the overall story. Usually, my biggest complaint with a lot of like modern like blockbusters or blockbuster like movies is the generic story. Which the story here actually I think was pretty well done. It had some beats that I didn't really agree with. And the ending was just kind of felt like, oh, so now we're just going to make the audience feel good. Unless they're going to bring it back, which in the context of this movie, it just didn't make sense. I didn't think it worked. And it had some pacing and structure issues, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. It looked really good. It had great sound. All in all, I think it was a really good experience, and it really was like a breath of fresh air as a Goji fan. And great performances, too. So that's kind of where I stand on that. I think I'm going to settle on a low 8 out of 10.
Sean, thoughts? Final?
Well, I really, really, really enjoyed it. It's probably my top film of the year. I'd have to go with a good 9.
Not Barbie?
No, not Barbie. I'm sorry.
You're sexist.
Kill yourself.
Misogynist pig.
How dare I?
Yeah, it's in my top 5 of the year, close to, I'd say.
What about Godzilla movies?
I think it's my second favorite as of right now.
It's your first original?
Yeah.
I honestly need to rewatch the original.
I'd say it's like the second best. I mean, I love like Godzilla vs. Gigan, even though it's a bad movie. I love like Godzilla vs. Destroyer, GMK.
GMK was a heavy influence on this one.
Yeah, it clearly was. And that one's also up there. That one's really good.
None of these beat the Gamera trilogy.
No. Gamera
Sean,
trilogy
have you
is
seen the Gamera
still...
trilogy?
I've seen the first Gamera. I have not seen the rest of them.
You mean the 60s
Like
one?
Gamera the Giant Monster?
Or wait.
Or
We're talking about the,
Gamera
like,
Guardian
yeah.
of the Universe?
I've seen the first out of the 3 films.
Okay, so you've seen Guardian of the Universe?
Okay, Guardian of the
Yeah.
Universe. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name.
Well, the one of Gaios and like actual good effects.
Yep.
Yeah. The Gamera
was
trilogy
great.
is like the best.
Actually, all
Is like
three
the
of them are
best
great.
kaiju like media of all time. It's like so good.
And you did the same guy that did those 3 did GMK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's funny because I saw like I've seen like some history videos on the Godzilla movies, and that one's funny because like he tried to like back in the Heisei era,
Yeah.
and they told him no, and then he did the Gamera movies, and then Toho came to him, and they're like, please do a Godzilla movie, please. You can do whatever you want.
That's also the one that uses Gamera's roar, right? Which one was that? The one that has like the flashback Godzilla, the Godzillasaurus. Which one has Godzillasaurus?
That's King
which
Ghidorah.
movie is that?
That's the 90s.
Yeah, that's King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They forgot they gave Godzillasaurus Gamera's roar.
Yeah. I was trying to remember which movie that was in. Yeah.
Oddly deliberate.
Yeah. Just
But like why? Yeah, but this is definitely probably I'll say top 3 for now. I don't know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think for sure my 2 favorite films of the year are Across the Spider-Verse, which ironically is playing right there, and
Not
Oppenheimer. They're both strong 9s for me. This one might be a 10. I need to like actually rewatch it sometime. It's really good. Oppenheimer is just barely. I can't give it a 10 just because it has a couple like issues that I just can't ignore. But otherwise, it's like perfect for me. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. And then other movies like Barbie was actually really good. I also watched since I last saw you, I watched Bottoms. Have you heard about that?
I've been hearing about it.
which actually is a really good movie. It's a really fun time. I didn't expect. I like there was not a moment of that movie that I did not enjoy. So I really liked that. And like there's some others like Beau Was Afraid was good. And it's been kind of a strong year. We've had some good
really
ones.
fucking
It's
weird. But really
weird.
long.
It's yeah. There's a lot of 3-hour plus movies this year. I finally watched Killers of the Flower Moon. Honestly, too long. But yeah, this one's really good. I'm gonna give it an 8. So.
Yeah, I think I gave it like an 8.5 or 9, something like that.
Yeah, which Godzilla fans are eating right now because.
Speaking of that, we also have the trailer.
Yeah, we just got the trailer for Godzilla X Kong.
Everybody's complaining about the
New Empire.
And the pink spikes for some reason. Do you like the pink spikes? I like them.
I mean,
I'm fine with any
it
color.
looks cool. Why does it matter what color it is? I mean, like.
I hope there's an explanation, but otherwise I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because this Godzilla hasn't had them before, so there better be something that explains it. If he just
He's
shows
also,
up and he's got pink spikes, it's like what the
He's also skinnier.
Yeah.
Noticeably skinnier.
Yeah, but he runs. He's never done anything like that.
The reason why I don't get the complaints is that it's like literally in the made up inside of the Earth as well.
Yeah.
The Hollow Earth. Like, does that make any sense?
Yeah, no.
And the last movie, Kong was like levitating off the ground.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like.
he's also like 400 feet tall.
But
Also,
he runs.
he's wearing like a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Like, so apparently his arm gets broke in the movie at some point.
This movie seems like it's going to be just completely like, oh wow,
When I heard
what
it was,
wacky weird
when
kaiju
I
stuff
heard
can
the
we do?
director say it was gonna be like a lot of Showa era stuff, it definitely is.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna be just as like constantly doing.
Which
weird-
I do like that America's doing the silly Godzilla stuff, Japan's doing their serious stuff.
Yeah, I mean we haven't seen like silly Godzilla for a little while, but it's also like.
And let's not forget, like in King of the Monsters, he was running. They dropped him from like literal space, and somehow the planet was fine.
Yeah. Like
So,
what?
like,
I'm just worried that it's gonna be like.
too silly.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
want
so
to still
silly.
have like a coherent plot.
Because like the problem is if they go for like a certain type of humor or like tone of humor and it's not funny, those are like the worst types of movies to me. Ones that try to be funny but fail. Like, no.
Yeah, I like the tone of the trailer, but I'm a little worried it's gonna be too silly.
Yeah.
And the new villains are cool, but I don't know how like cool they're gonna be, because there's completely new stuff. So I do like that they're exploring the Hollow Earth more, because I did kind of like that concept in the last one. At least it was like something new to explore.
Yeah, I
the
definitely
Hollow
think
Earth.
like if they were gonna make another one, that was the thing I mainly wanted to see, just because like give us some more.
I
Hollow
don't
Earth
know
at the beginning.
how I'm gonna like the whole Kong like junior subplot with the baby.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's not a
Son
Manila
of Kong.
situation. Because it's also not a species. It's like an orange. It looks like an orangutan.
Every time they do that, it sucks. Like Mania sucks.
Godzilla Jr. was like the best they did.
Yeah.
I liked Godzilla Jr.
Son of Kong sucks. Came out like a year after King Kong.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, if they were just gonna do a Kong movie, why not just do a Kong movie?
Yeah.
I guess the director said like after Godzilla vs Kong, did it make sense to separate them? I was like, what about like the 60 years before?
Yeah. What about like the literal?
Kong's like
Kong's
100. Kong's almost like 100-year-old character. I think this year's like his 90th.
90 years of King Kong existing. Yeah. So like.
He's been in like 2 Godzilla movies, so it's not like you can't. But I heard the director say there's gonna be like a lot of sequences in this one where like it's just the kaiju's.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're gonna do like a lot of Kong storylines here. I don't know how much Godzilla's gonna be in it.
Yeah, it's just weird. It seems like they might be biting off more than they can chew. I mean,
I just hope, I hope they can stick the landing.
because if they just constantly keep throwing in all of these things in one film with like 1,000 different concepts, it's like, how do they expect people to enjoy that?
Or come back. Or
Just
like, what are you
be
gonna have for next
completely
movie?
overloading? Yeah, like what's the future? Unless this is like the last one they're doing. If that's the case, like you should have just ended on Godzilla vs Kong, because like that was like an actual like seemed like a finale.
I do think the main Titan they show in this, the orangutan, I think his name's the Scar King, they said. I think he looks cool.
I love the Lion
I
King.
think he could be cool. Especially if he fucks up Kong really bad.
But there was an orangutan in The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, so like it seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It doesn't actually matter at all.
Yeah.
I made one.
But yeah. So I mean, I guess, how do you look on like the MonsterVerse movies? Did you go with us to Godzilla vs Kong?
Oh, did I?
Were you there? I kind of
Was
feel
I
like
there?
you
I
might
feel
have
like
been.
I was.
I feel like
I was there for one of them. I know that. That
Well-
wasn't 2014.
Yeah.
because that was too.
That was too
silly.
early. Yeah.
I liked that.
I mean, Godzilla vs Kong was like it's so silly, but it was fun.
It was silly, but it was fun. I enjoyed the humans more in Godzilla vs Kong than I did in King of the Monsters.
King of the
That's
Monsters.
fair. Yeah.
Just because
King of the Monsters in general just kind of
had a weird.
no.
I still like it because I was excited for it.
King of the it's not. I don't dislike it. I just don't understand how she thought having Ghidorah replace Godzilla would be better at all.
The human plot was very messy, and I know the director had a message, but he did not convey it well.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it had good designs and all that stuff, and like as a kaiju movie, like it's like I as ideal as it gets.
Because
like
the thing that keeps me excited about this one is that I really loved how they teamed up against Mechagodzilla, so I hope it's just more of that silliness.
yeah,
I hope it doesn't go beyond that.
right.
I'm curious what Godzilla's new form is. It gonna be different? Besides just like pink breath. Also, I mentioned this to Sean. I was like, does that mean like when it hits the axe, is it gonna be pink now?
Oh, maybe.
Because he has the axe in some
overloaded.
shots.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the axe might break or something. It seems like something they would do. Because if they give Kong an axe and a gauntlet,
Like
just
what,
give him his lightning powers.
like
at that
yeah,
point.
like, like what's going on, dude?
Just make him Frankenstein.
I don't know if it's just all like super weird and super wacky the whole time. I don't know if I'm really gonna like. I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I'm definitely here to watch it, but like, what, why would I even care?
My roommate described it pretty well. He's like, it's almost getting to the point that it would be a terrible first date movie because it's just such like an obscure audience it's aiming for.
Yeah, like it's
like
so
2014
niche.
Skull Island. I felt like those were like really good tone for broad audiences.
Yeah, those you could do. Yeah,
King of the Monsters went kind of Showa-ish.
right,
Godzilla vs Kong. Everybody was talking about that one.
right.
I remember the hype of that one. It was insane.
It was up
People
there.
would see me like a Godzilla shirt.
and that was
so your team Godzilla like
right. Yeah, and that was post.
COVID.
That was
like right after
post COVID. Yeah, so
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
I think this one will do well. I mean,
it's like yeah, this is just so niche. It's like it's so niche. So I don't know if it's really gonna find an audience. But I guess we'll.
I do like the reference though of him breaking out of the iceberg. Like
Yeah.
King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, I think that is cool.
Also, apparently they're even bigger in this one. Kong and Godzilla, like they got bigger again.
How
It's
like,
kind of getting ridiculous.
it's like how big?
I was
do you
getting a
need
little
them
bit
to
tired. So like they're both over 400 feet now or something.
be? Yeah.
And the Scar King looks bigger than both of them because he's like skinnier, so he's like taller. And apparently he has like a whip weapon.
What the?
Like how's that gonna hurt Godzilla?
He's gonna be whipping.
He's gonna whip Godzilla.
Yeah, like like what? I don't know. I guess we'll.
And like some of the leaked toys.
I guess we'll have to see.
Some of the leaked toys, I guess, show that Godzilla's some of like his tail spines, like extended.
Yeah.
So they're like a whip. So like they're giving Godzilla like a whip tail now.
What?
So it just seems like
getting
really
a
wacky
weapon.
stuff.
Okay, yeah. If this movie isn't like self-aware at all, it's gonna be really bad. Like
So then
really,
they need to get rid
really,
of Woodgar.
really, really bad.
Because also the Monarch show is like really serious. Because it's after 2014.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where this universe is like aiming to go.
It's like, what's the tone supposed
Because
to
like,
be?
what is the next movie gonna be really serious again? Because then like the audience is gonna fall off.
Serious silliness.
Serious
like-
silliness.
Also, the technology of this world has gotten ridiculous.
Yeah, like it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Like,
It's
Mecha-
all.
like,
It's.
I was surprised Mechagodzilla was as advanced as he was.
I know I'm definitely gonna savor -1 as long as I can because I don't even know. I just.
Because there's also that too. Is like now that they see how good Japan's tone has been with like Shin Godzilla -1, are they gonna try to like do that? Are they gonna pivot? Because there's also apparently there's like a secret kaiju that they don't show in the trailer that's gonna be like even worse than Ghidorah. That's like a brand new titan they made up.
Worse than Ghidorah.
Apparently it causes ice ages.
So
The lore's getting
I-
the lore's getting very weird. So I hope they land it, but I need to like see another trailer. I need to like.
There's
see
nothing
this-
reassuring me that any of this can work right now.
I need to
That's
see
like-
some evidence that this is gonna work out.
what's wrong with other Godzilla monsters? Granted, I like the idea of the orangutan.
I like that they're doing new stuff. I was a little concerned when they announced that they were doing like Ghidorah and all that they were just gonna start doing Toho stuff only.
Yeah, I mean, at least they are trying something new. That
And
is
let's
something
not
I
act
can
like
commend them
Toho
for.
hasn't went way overboard too, where they had to just just wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about like Mechanic Kong.
Oh my god, no, don't even.
This is 100 times better than that.
And like, as it is, this is kaiju media, so like in the end, if this just completely fails in every way, they can just wipe the slate clean. That's just how it goes. Just be like, oh, this is just a different.
Yeah, but not
Godzilla.
America, because Japan will probably take it back again.
Well, yeah.
They'll do their own thing. But now Japan knows they can just make their own movies, and America will eat it up anyway.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Shin Godzilla did that well here. They extended it like a week or something, but it wasn't like love.
Yeah, no. This definitely, I'm pretty sure -1 did a lot better than Shin Godzilla did. But it's like, Godzilla is a huge IP everywhere, and it will succeed everywhere. So you don't really need. I mean, it's like, I'm definitely fine with having the American version and having the classic, you know,
Because I do have a
Japan.
strong connection to this universe because I kind of grew up with it.
Yeah.
And that long drought between Final Wars and 2014. 2014 was such a good movie.
Right. Yeah.
I genuinely think 2014 is a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it's actually.
Every time I rewatch it, I still really like it.
I think it's actually pretty great for the most part,
Yeah,
especially as a Godzilla
I thought
film.
Kong Skull Island was a really good Kong movie. They actually did some new things in it.
Yeah.
It didn't have good characters at all, but I really enjoyed like the
It definitely
action adventure of it.
It definitely failed in some ways, but like, I mean, it was also somewhat refreshing.
I mean, King of the Monsters was all over the place.
King of the Monsters.
I
was,
definitely
like,
see how that one was the least successful.
Yeah,
They almost scrapped the whole universe after that.
I know.
But they already filmed the GVK that they had to release it, and then it did well. So
Right. I mean, Godzilla versus
that's
Kong
what this
was
movie
always
also
was
feels
always
like.
gonna
When I
be
heard
well.
about this movie production, they were like calling it like Origins and stuff. They almost made it sound like it was like a whole prequel
Yeah,
about the Titan War between the species.
which that would have been, I think, I would have liked that better.
And what's with the whole like Kong species living underground that like look enslaved?
Yeah.
And
We're gonna see slave monkeys.
if there were
And how is Godzilla gonna factor in at all?
It's just
This almost should have just been like a Kong Hollow Earth movie or something.
it doesn't seem like it's gonna be very cohesive or
I
coherent.
hope it does. But
I mean,
we'll
we'll see.
I'll give it a chance.
It'll probably be fun no matter what. So, I mean, that's definitely
I'll probably end up seeing it twice in theaters at least. So
probably That's just what you do.
I don't think it'll be as big as GVK, obviously.
No, yeah, definitely not.
But the team up definitely, I think, has a lot of people talk. I'm seeing it being talked about everywhere.
yeah, people are talking about it. So I mean,
They got what they wanted, I guess.
yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's definitely
And
quite the trailer.
I'm curious where this movie will end off. Like
Yeah, like
with GVK, the director outright said they didn't like end with any like end credits because like that was supposed to be like the ending kind of
right,
up to the audience if they want more. But like obviously with this one, I feel like they'll have to set up something at the end.
Yeah, now with this, it's just like I don't really see like because there's so many different directions it could go. But is it gonna be like end to set up more? Like, is that the plan, or is it just gonna be like, oh, this is actually the end of American Godzilla movies for now, American kaiju stuff? So I don't know. It's definitely weird, that's for sure.
I just want Gamera.
I just want Gamera. That's not
If
Gamera.
we could get
Rebirth.
Gamera, Kong, Godzilla team up, I'd
Just a Gamera movie again.
I just want.
Would
And
be
I
fantastic.
don't. A side tangent. I don't get how these studios are seeing how successful everybody's doing these kaiju movies, and that studio is not like putting all they can into like a one Gamera movie.
Right? Yeah. Just give us one more. Just give us one. Like, why not?
Because Gamera's very appealing because you can do kind of anything with him.
Yeah.
It's kind of changed his like. That character's changed a lot,
Right.
and it's been way too long.
It's
Like Gamera the Brave was like 06.
yeah. Gamera the Rebirth
That's
was
approaching
06.
20 years.
Yeah. So it's just. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I've been waiting on some more Gamera stuff. We finally got more Gamera content, and I haven't even watched the Gamera Rebirth.
The designs look cool, but
And-
I don't find it super appealing. That's just like
Yeah, I mean,
every episode is just him fighting something.
Yeah, maybe it's good, but
I want like a story thing.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, kaiju media is definitely in a weird spot right now, but it's definitely positive overall, I would say, for sure. So
I'll be interested in what happens after GXK with whatever Japan and America do.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see the stark contrast between -1 and GXK.
Also, just a weird title.
Yeah,
The New Empire.
Yeah.
I bet by the end of the movie they'll kill the New Empire.
Yeah.
And it'll just be Godzilla Kong again.
Right. Yeah.
And what's the next one be called? Is it just gonna be Godzilla X Kong from now on? subtitles.
Right, yeah. If they make more, it's just gonna be Godzilla X Kong, the Mount Olympus.
And they clearly fight in Egypt, so they're just gonna destroy the pyramid.
I don't know. It's definitely gonna be. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Also, I think the Monarch show that like outright said it's supposed to be like a multiple season thing.
I don't know what's going on.
Also, what is the Hollow Earth? Like, what's the extent of it?
I mean,
they're saying there's like stuff under the Hollow Earth,
because they're gonna.
but that's under the Earth.
They're gonna
So
have
they're
to.
saying
Like,
something's under the Earth.
they're gonna have to like.
So how's the Earth like?
There's so much they're gonna have to explain, but then also adding on all these crazy concepts on top of that. It's just like I just don't see how any of it's gonna work.
And anytime they introduce a baby Kong, Kong dies. So they're just gonna kill Kong off for this.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
and why'd they bring back the podcast guy from the last movie?
Because he was
what
funny.
What important thing could he give that organization?
He was so funny.
Yeah, because he was just talking to stupid kids the whole time, being like, "Oh, you drink tap water, you're obviously a government drone."
Tap or no tap. I definitely love Godzilla -1, and I'm gonna savor that for these next few months until we get GXK. And
I hope we get a physical release.
That would be great.
Because I did hear Amazon might be getting streaming rights, which is concerning. Because then we'll never get a Blu-ray.
I'd love a steelbook. Physical media is just dying, though. It's really upsetting.
It is, yeah.
I
Best
mean,
Buy and Target are just not selling them anymore.
yeah, they're
Besides,
just
like, new releases.
they're just like done.
Which is weird, because Target expanded their book selection. I was like, is books that popular?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like
They still have a whole aisle for records.
Because now with the with streaming becoming like basically
TV.
yeah,
You have to pay like $60 a month or some shit.
right, like streaming is like the whole idea now, and because of that, it's killing physical media. So like books offer a different experience, like they always have. So like books wouldn't necessarily, die off as physical media would, but it's still upsetting considering that physical media it's still going to be the best quality, and then once you own it, you'll always own it. It's like you don't require like Wi-Fi. It only requires like electricity. So it's just weird. It's definitely upsetting to me as someone who collects physical media. And it's never going to actually die off because there are groups of people that like feel that way, like me, that collect physical media, that enjoy steelbooks or just collecting Blu-rays or 4Ks and all that stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna be, it's just how it's gonna go.
The ending that upset so many people.
Yeah, and then can we get Beyond the Spider-Verse, please? Like, Jesus.
Please. All these franchises really taking forever for the last ones. Not even mention Scream, just like canceling it, basically.
Yeah, Scream 7's dead.
What a when I read that headline, I was like, no way they fired their leads.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like Melissa Barrera's been let go, and I'm like, what? I saw that. And then, like, literally the next day, it was like, Jenna Ortega has dropped out.
They're like, just because of scheduling.
Because of scheduling.
Nothing
Because
else.
Wednesday season 2. It's like, are you sure
Like the day after.
that's why? Are you sure it's not because of what just happened?
And then the day after, like, we are extremely rewriting this.
Yeah, we're actually reworking the whole movie. Nev Campbell? Remember when you were our star? We miss you.
Well, I mean, do we want to end it here?
Yeah, I don't have much more.
Perhaps we'll have another one this month.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we can talk about something else while you're in town. We'll see.
What even comes out this month?
Migration.
Well, besides Wonka. The only thing I know that comes out is Wonka and Aquaman.
And Wonka,
Which,
yeah.
if we had to see one, I guess Aquaman. But I don't know if I want to pay for
I mean,
that.
I'd be interested in seeing Wonka. But, like, I don't really care. Like, I'm not going to, like, go out of my way to, like, buy
I just feel like
ticket
Timothy
to go to the
Chalamet is
theater.
a very odd choice for a young Gene Wilder.
He's just so... He's so popular right now.
I'm kind of
is what
sick of
it
hearing
is,
about him. Almost. Timothy Chalamet, they just keep talking about him.
Yeah, he's, like, everywhere. Which, I mean, he's a
He
good...
like hosted the Game Awards. I was like, does he even play video games?
Yeah, no, like...
He's like, Baldur's Gate 3. I was like, what even is that?
Yeah, that one Game of the Year was just so weird.
I haven't even heard of that.
I thought it was going to be Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like it should have been Tears of the Kingdom.
I feel like the only reason that game won is because
The bear sex?
Wait, you have bears? Okay,
you can have
I get
sex
it.
with a bear,
I get it.
and it beat Spider-Man 2.
beat Spider-Man 2.
Granted, Spider-Man 2 was shorter. It had less stuff in it.
But it still had like 20
But
hours.
that's why I say but.
Yeah, but
They
can't.
give it more shit than it deserves. And people treat Baldur's Gate 3 kind of like it's a god when it's just a really good RPG that does similar stuff.
I haven't played it myself. It looks really good. I know I've seen people play it. I guess it makes sense as Game of the Year, but it's also just kind of like I really thought it was going to be Tears of the Kingdom because Tears of the Kingdom was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's right. That came out this year.
Because Breath of the Wild won it when it came out, and Tears of the Kingdom is honestly, I think, better than Breath of the Wild. But you know, that's just that's my Nintendo fanboy on the inside. That's just how it goes. So
I will admit that Baldur's Gate and
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom had a better chance
Who
than
saw it?
Spider-Man 2 did.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have. I don't think it should have won absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It did something.
Also, I saw this movie recently, Whiplash.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Have you never seen it before?
No.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love that movie.
it's fantastic.
I just imagined an Omni-Man the whole time.
Are you rushing, or are you trying?
Because also, Mortal Kombat, he does say a line from Whiplash. Did you know that?
He does, doesn't he?
He says,
I
like,
haven't seen it yet.
Get
but I've
next
heard of
weekend,
that.
I will fucking demolish you. Oh yeah, I should probably hit stop recording.
That's probably all we have to
say
say.
goodbye.
But yeah, thanks for listening. If you did, we might do this again. It's been a long time since we've done it, so it was definitely
Blumhouse made this too.
yeah. I was definitely out of definitely it's been a while. So, but yeah, go Gamera.